So guys, update 28 is set to come soon, and we have so much to cover in this video. Keep in mind, I don't have the patch notes to work off because they're not available yet, so I'm going off the verbal confirmations that were done on the official State of Decay 2 live stream. Guys, we have so many goodies to go over, from a complete overhaul to some visuals and some graphical changes, more extremely awesome immersive elements to both Outposts and Enclaves, completely free loot, and an exclusive card you guys will be getting, an achievement previously hard to obtain, now overhauled, and comes with a new mission. And finally, the change that I think I'm probably the most excited to talk about a bunch with you guys, a more transparent feature that has you clearing out zombies in an area and making it potentially a temporary safe haven. So guys, this is maybe even a fix to the spawn point issue. I'm not 100% clear on that, but we'll talk about what was said in this stream. I'm going to give you guys the official timeline for when this update is going to come live. This is an action jam-packed video on update 28, so make sure you thumbs up and subscribe, as there's going to be even more content on this channel on update 28, especially as more things get revealed and there's more things that we get to see. You guys want to be subscribed so you know what happens. So, all right guys, let's go ahead though and let's start talking about the new visual and graphical changes to Providence Ridge. And right now Providence Ridge is the one that's getting this. There's here a lot in my notes. Some of the biggest things you guys are going to see going forward is that they said they reworked the sky with the night and day cycle. So you'll see things like a glowy sunrise. General lighting has been changed up throughout the day. They also touched up on the terrain, blended in the scenery more. The foliage is going to be new in some spots. The rocks have different shaders. Bushes are even changed. One thing that I liked, or one thing that they liked a lot, was highlighting the snowy mountains off in the distance. This was actually done by an independent studio called Valkyrie Entertainment, and I want you guys to remember that for future videos, because even though the State of Decay 2 team themselves is really small and most are working on State of Decay 3, I do keep forgetting that they are working with an external studio to get a lot of work done on State of Decay 2. They also mentioned even though Providence Ridge has been getting this love and getting worked on, it doesn't mean it's the only map that won't get a touch up in the future. So my guess is there are going to be some future updates for things like Drucker and Meager Valley. So that'll be something we'll be anticipating and hoping to see. But one of the most exciting things that Valkyrie Entertainment did with update 28 is something that I think a lot of people have been calling for quite some time. Something that in my opinion really brings up the quality of immersion to the game, and that is the Outposts and Enclaves, when claimed now, will come with some lighting and some cleaning up and look like it's being lived in or at least occupied. So as you guys see here from the stream, here's some examples. Especially at night, there is now lighting. You don't have that weird thing where an enclave takes up a home and they're just sitting in the dark in the garage somewhere in the middle of nowhere. You see things like candles and general lighting, including again to even your own outpost that you claim. Valkyrie claimed that they did this to about 170 spots throughout the game, and you will not need to change maps or anything like that when this update goes live. This is going to be retroactive across all your playthroughs. Last thing that I mentioned earlier is they did of course clean up some of the stuff that, like, if you went to a random house or garage that an enclave was taking up and there was random chairs or garbage or stuff like that, you're going to see it picked up. But of course not every base is going to look squeaky clean. And again, this is for any outposts and any enclaves that take up their base in any form of random spot. You're going to see a change with it and it's going to look lived in. FYI, I think this is a fantastic change to the game, something that certainly livens it up and makes it a lot more immersive, which is only a good thing. And I was very, very happy to see this change and pretty hyped about it. But on to some pretty curious things coming up. Apparently, there was an achievement that was almost near impossible to get, which was getting all the Echo Lab guns in Heartland in one run. Well, it looks like this has been cleared up, and according to Joe, this will be a bit of a scavenger hunt that you can partake in, and you're going to get all the guns via Heartland. Also, he mentioned a mission at the end, so this would mean, or I'm assuming, a new mission that you get when you get towards that last weapon. I do need some more clarification on that, but either way, pretty neat. And then the Doomsday content pack will be given out free for everyone, guys. This was exclusive content for the Ultimate Edition for State of Decay 2. This pack contains an insanely cool Impaler car and a ton of supply drops here that have melee weapons and some exclusive guns. So you guys are going to get access to all this when this update goes live just for free. And they explained why, but I'll talk about it in a different video. Finally, guys, let's talk about the biggest and most substantial announcement that was done on this live live stream. Again, keep in mind they haven't given me the full patch notes, but to me this stood out quite a bit. Going forward, the map's going to look a little different, and you'll start to see a bit more of a like reddish color outline. This is to signify that there is a lot of activity in this area, and if you're in one of these areas, you're going to see a lot of Zeds to fight. If you start to go into an area like this and you start clearing it out, what you're going to see is the map change and then be this neutral color, and it will trigger less Zeds in that area for a temporary time. So let's say, for example, there is no plague territory in this spot, but you go up to it and you want to clear it out, and you clear out a general area that you want to loot in peace, or at least have more peace than usual for whatever reason. Maybe you want to do some missions. You can then go to the specific area, you just start clearing out and killing a bunch of Zeds, and you almost create a temporary safe zone in that area. Now on the stream, I asked how this new feature affects higher difficulties, and it was explained that the higher the difficulty, the more Zeds there's going to be to clear out in any given area, and the less time that that area becomes safe, so you don't get as long a period where you're going to have peace. Now this isn't a permanent thing, so if you take out a bunch of Zeds, you're only maybe going to get a couple hours of peace. I'm assuming they didn't really give us a time specifically for every difficulty, but as the difficulty becomes higher and higher, so lethal of course, you're going to get less and less time of that, you know, safe zone. So this will continue even to persist when you log in and log out. The areas you cleared out will be safe for a short time. Now this of course begs the question for me, and something that I really need to test out, is how does this affect spawning? Does this mean now that if I dedicate my time to clear out a town that doesn't have the plague territory, will I stop seeing random non-stop spawns happening forever, which is kind of what I feel like that I deal with when I'm in lethal? So there's definitely some questions that come with all this and some testing that I'm going to have to do, but I thought this was an awesome change, guys, and it almost goes back to the change with the Outposts and Enclaves. This to me is more immersive. If you sit there and you clear out dozens upon dozens of Zeds, they shouldn't just keep coming over and over. This will definitely lend to some interesting strategies for some of you. I'm going to be curious to see how you guys implement this into your gameplay and your playthroughs, how you guys tackle certain objectives. The last couple things that I want to mention from my notes is that Joffrey mentioned they are just scratching the surface on a lot of quality of life improvements coming in update 28. So there does look to be more stuff that I'm still not yet aware about. The beta, according to Joe, is live right now with these changes. So if you guys want to hop on Steam and test things out, you're available to do that. And finally, the last thing is this update is projected to hit everyone early December, according to someone in the State of Decay chat during the streams. The official, I should say, someone officially said that. So there's just a few weeks of testing, then you guys will get to see this update soon. I of course will be showcasing and giving you guys the full patch notes when those do arrive, and check out the changes myself and really showcase them in the next days and weeks. So you guys want to stay tuned and you want to be subscribed, as well as a couple of guides here are coming in the next couple weeks, as I'm almost done with some. Of course, guys, subscribe, like. As always, I'm Sunny, and I hope you survivors stay safe out there.